I always forget something. Every time, dude. Whatever, we'll roll with it. That's fine, we'll be good. An Aerosphere camp, how bad could it be? Okay, maybe it's pretty bad. Yeah, there's a V Hydra now. That's unfortunate, but it works. Fine. That's slightly less fine, but it's okay. Hello, Mega. The guy here. And in the end, we got the chip damage, and that's what matters. Also, I don't want to be directly under the wall because it's a blaster. Oh, that sucks. Rusty Hairspray didn't throw a burst bomb at them. I thought we would get that for sure. Okay, shot clutches, it's good. Hello, trumpet. Someone super clutched. Over here. I didn't have enough time. It's fine. That is an interesting build. I don't know if that person knows that diminishing returns is a concept, but maybe they'll learn one day. All I can do is hit the R button. That sucks. That guy's still alive. That guy's actually alive. That's crazy. Are we talking about channel points? This is what we're doing. I have to throw the streamer friendly reminder that you need to have the audio on the tab or the tab muted to have it count towards channel points. Because this is your friendly reminder. Welchie is very dumb for challenging that. Goodbye, K-Shot. Goodbye, whatever that was, Clash. You're jumping in, so I can do this. Like, where do they think they're going? I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, it's more pain for me, that's really my goal here, so that's okay. It's only like a minute anyway. I'm just here to annoy the Squelchy and nothing more. Wait for the 30-second mark, and we do this. The matchup is unwinnable. Oh no, they popped the Stingray. I didn't even realize it was a normal class. Just how much of a difference it made. Oh, that K-shot build is whack. Now that you look back, the long Yorma Warrior streams I did were probably some of the most funny pad on Twitch. I'm glad you feel that way. Good work, Saph. I had fun with those, and actually it's funny that you mentioned that now, because someone I know, I reminded them to beat that game because they were like on the verge of beating it last night. It's funny that you mentioned that. I really do want to stream the third one whenever that gets localized, but we have no idea if that's happening or when. If it doesn't get localized on Switch, it'll probably go on Steam eventually anyway. You know, ideally, it'd be cool to have it by like October-ish, but we'll see. Because that game came out in Japan like 3 weeks ago, give or take. And if you want to finish the second game because of the ending, yeah. The second game's like twist is like genuinely one of the coolest things I've seen in a game. Like, I don't think I've ever seen something go that route. Or I guess like the way it like contextualizes how you view the beginning of the game. The beginning of the game kind of hits you like a truck and you're like, what the frick was that? And that all makes sense by the end. You're like, oh, that's somehow more twisted. Plus I thought this was a different mode for some reason. There you go. A goofy. Oh, thank you. A cool map. Really farming a lot of turf here. There you go. There's a combo. Smiley face. Yeah, don't worry, there'll be plenty of K-shots. You're also working to 1 million on that weapon. Yeah, I think I need like 20k or something. A little bit more on Surrender. I seem to be having fun. I mean, I'm getting to spawn camp 2k shots. That's kind of fun, I guess, but it doesn't really feel satisfying because it's walleye. It's just a silly little map that I get like 300 painted. Timing's fair because you remember I got raided. Yeah, I think I got raided by Kyo at the ending of that game, and it was really funny timing. In the worst way, because it's like, oh hi, thank you for the raid. By the way, this is the end of a game that's a sequel to another game I streamed. Spook game. Out of context, blah blah blah. Like, the timing was so bad. It was kind of funny. I remember that, for sure. Definitely want to stream 3. I definitely want to stream more games as well, just in general, and I want to hopefully do that this summer. 2430, that's kind of slow. And they have triple armor? Oh, I hate it here. It's a good day to be Object Shredder, but I don't know, looking at our comp is like kind of mid. And that tries a little bit latent, perhaps. This isn't the greatest of spots, really. Hi, Saber. Thank you for the resub. I'll read the rest in a sec. I've died, so I can read it in a sec now. Genji tuber since when? I think I've had it. This is like the third or fourth stream, I forget. Pretty recent though, only a week or two. I was meaning to talk about it on stream today, and you mentioned this, so it's a good time. I think YouTube likes it. I think YouTube really likes it, or something. Because I'm kidding. I'm not even kidding you when I say this. On YouTube, between the video I uploaded yesterday and today, I think I gained like 80 or 90 subs. on a video that didn't even reach like 1K views. It's really strange. I've never gotten so many subs on like one video. I don't know, clearly something about the last video struck a chord with people. That or begging and doing pleading eyes emoji asking people to sub just works. Combination, I don't know. Something went right. That's what I'm getting at. And they're armored. How dare you try an interactive punish a landing! You fool! Yeah, it's a sprinkler video. I think it's like almost at 1K views right now, which is really good for the size of the channel, given it's only been about a day. Like, it was actually kind of jarring, because when I edited that video, I looked at my own sub count, like, okay, we're like a little teeny tiny bit above 700, and then I look at it before streaming, it's 800 now. Like, that's a massive size increase, given the size of the channel as it is now. Also, this game is, kind of an L. I don't really think I can put it any other way. We killed 2 through jetpacking, you can see if we paint. Probably cap, yeah, okay, that's good. Someone flanked you. Or camped you, something of that nature, you're probably dead. That's rough, buddy, I'm jumping. Yeah, I don't think this game is very... This match, I'll say this match, it's a better word than game. I don't think this match is very fun for us. I'm gonna get AoE'd around the shield. I didn't, that's surprising. We traded, that's unfortunate. I felt like I could have gotten more mileage. The clickbait title that wasn't clickbait interested you, even though you watch all the videos regardless. No, that's the thing, it's a stupid clickbait title, but it genuinely is a fact that I don't think anyone knew before watching that. Because that's something I learned in a PB with people about 3 years ago at this point. But I never did any content back then, so it's just always been in the back of my mind. I'm like, I want to do a stupid video today. So that try actually reached me, that's a little bit upsetting. That's a smidge upsetting. People love PNG tubers. I mean, I guess. Something about that video went really right. That's for sure. This is funny, because when I was editing that, I'm thinking to myself, like, this is a 5-minute video, like, do I really have to ask the people to subscribe, like, 3 times? Like, I feel like this is overkill, and, like, not gonna help people want to actually do it, but no. No, it amplified the amount of subs in the channel by, like, over 10% in one day, so clearly something went right. We could actually win here. You're doing work. I actually lived. My job is to break all the objects, or to use OS to break all the armor. That's the sentence I wanted. There you go. Yes, and you use Bombus. Yes, this is how you win the game. You too can win with low tiers if you play with Last Ditch. You rarely get to catch stream nowadays. That's fair. My hours are really sporadic. I don't have a schedule. Had we been? Good question. I don't know. Yeah, I think the Jack got hit by Bucket or something. In fact, they actually died. 16 armors? Yeah. Yeah. You don't love 16 armors? You don't think that's fun and interactive? That's crazy. 23,000 left. That's crazy. You haven't been catching streams as much? Yeah. Again, fair. I think before this week / last week I was pretty busy anyway, so I don't feel like I've streamed a ton in the past month or so anyway. It's kind of been that period of downtime that was the 1 week where, like, pretty much for a week straight I was just trying to finish stuff for the semester. I think the only content I did that week was that one, I think 1 or 2 minute video about the vacuum that I recorded at like 5 or 6 a.m. as I'm doing work, and I'm just like, I need a mental lapse for 1 minute. And then that video ended up getting like 1.5K or something. I'm like, you know what? You have to embrace the short videos a bit more. Okay, this comp is sweaty, but at least it's no armor, I guess. There's more interaction going on, there's no missile. Ow, I'm dead. I'm very dead. We have a tent, which has a really good matchup. I wish our tribe was a vanilla. It'd be a bit better for us. Hello, jetpack. I don't even know what killed you, but okay. Aw, really? That's disappointing. That's also disappointing. That's slightly less disappointing, I guess. Oh, that's not good. Goodbye, tent. Goodbye, bucket number 1, bucket number 2. How do we get in? On Walleye Warehouse. Trick question, you don't. Especially when you're fighting latency. But they bottom 2 special, it's not great. Not just Walleye. Can't say I'm surprised. I don't know why the rumble feels weird on my controller. I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm playing Undercover. Like barely a rumble with this thing. Yeah, I think everyone's busy around this time of year. Pretty much everyone's semesters are like wrapping up or close to. You watched the Sprinkler video just now? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed all like 5 minutes of it, even though I got lazy with editing in the second half. But I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I like the S alliteration. I was like, I sat there and I just wrote a notepad a bunch of S words related to Splatoon. I'm like, I'm just gonna make this stupid big diagram joke. So, it works. I was like, conveniently, the amount of S's I used actually lined up perfectly with the amount I had in that image I pulled from just searching like game show template thingy. It was not intended at all, it just perfectly fit in there. It was cool. Can't believe this isn't Toho Luna Nights. The likelihood that I stream that game is incredibly high, honestly. Because it's the kind of game you can finish in like 2 streams top. I'll probably end up doing that at some point. It's a neat, short and sweet Metroidvania kind of game. I liked it. Can't say you didn't try. Air comp wasn't amazing for that. I like the tent had a good matchup, but couldn't really like get settled at all. That was rough. Bucket, bucket, bucket. Well, goodbye, Nautilus. Okay. You're such a vanilla switch if you hold forward against Umbrella in that corner, like you're actually weird. I expect people to like respect things, but they don't. Just assume your opponent will just mindlessly fight things, I suppose. Flash down. No? Okay, that's surprising. That's a splashdown. No, it's not. That's surprising. Cool. I got my shield back, so I can't complain. Cool. Our suction under me. Okay. Wait, no, how'd the sploosh kill me from there? What? Huh? I had to like random fall off? I don't understand. Okay. I really thought it was a suction, but no. Alright then. Expect never expect, yeah, for real. It's just harder when your weapon is like the worst in the game at killing. Like, no contest. Bottom tier DPS. First bomb next game, Copium. Will it happen? Probably not. Do I want it? Yeah. The sub count is still going up on YouTube. That's actually crazy. I've been like eyeballing it every like hour or so today, just because I'm like dumbfounded at the idea of so many people doing that in one day. Actually unheard of with the size of that channel. I don't know, I guess we rolled... I don't know, roll jackpot at the lottery, something. Like, if it continues at that rate, it genuinely will go up by like 100 subs tomorrow. Crazy. Thunder's fun when you're playing people against people that are worse than you, yeah, pretty much. But then you fight people that actually run away from you and walk backwards and just spam S tier specials and are using like S and A tier weapons. You're like, this weapon's garbage. Yeah, Undercover I get what they were going for, but the way it plays is kind of boring. The only entertainment I get out of it is pretty much from like, it paints well, the kits are kind of funny. And like, if people are like bad and just challenge it in stupid ways, like they'll get punished, but like, it's the kind of weapon that's... It's funny against people that are bad against it, but like when you fight competent players, you're like, this weapon is like hot garbage. Like, I hate this thing. I would never want to play this against like people with hands. Like, I think about like Undercover in this game against like a person that plays 52, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's like actually an unwinnable matchup. I don't find Cunder funny. Cunder used to be funny when people actually ran weapons that like sucked against Torpedo. Doesn't happen anymore. Was this a shooter? Who cares? No, like for real, I was actually looking at it. I'm like, yeah, like, no, actually, no, what's weird is the video didn't even have that many more views than like an average one. I'm like, okay, it's doing pretty okay. But then I looked at the sub count, I'm like, why is this doing so many numbers? Actually crazy. Especially now, like, the timing's so weird, I don't know what it is. You dream of experiencing Tent on Land. Tent on Land's cool. I don't think I actually played it a ton at LAN. I played it a decent amount, but not like the most. The weapon I have the most positive experience on LAN was definitely Explosher, but I'm also extremely biased because I won a LAN with that thing. And I've mentioned that like a million times on stream, but I don't care. That's my happy moment. Winning with a weapon that I thought was meta that no one was really playing at the time because it was brand new. I was like, nah, this weapon's broken. Hey, again, that was before custom existed, that was before Ballpoint Nuvo existed or any of that. Brilliant game plan, Sploosh. Truly. I say someone has to be here. Cool. I shower in the shield as if I can do anything with it. Interesting. Whack. I don't know, I think oops. I think as more time has gone by, I'm I reflect on that memory more and more positively, I guess. As it was really that time of the game where I was like A, getting a lot better, and B, it felt like I could use like one of my favorite weapons and actually win, kind of thing. Or like win without feeling like I'm like crippling myself by playing something weaker. Because if I wanted to go and win like a tournament with Bro, like that's like actual like top players, like nah, dude, that's hard as heck. It's always cool when your like favorite weapons kind of like fall into the hero viability where you can genuinely like play it to the. It feels like you can lose a game with it and it feels like you have all the tools that you need to win. You just need to get better. It's just like frustrating when you're playing something like Brawl in current meta and you're just like yeah, it could win, but like it works so much harder. So it's just more frustrating than actually fun. I don't know. I think you reach that point, like level wise, eventually. It's like the higher what's the word? Fearless like affect like the highest level of play, so like as I've gotten like closer to that, it only feels like harsher and harsher reality wise of just being like, oh damn, like you really just have to play like XYZ if you want to win without like straining yourself. The Hatakura. Oh, I threw the bomb there. Can't tell you. Okay. Come on, Luis. Like, I don't know, I want to feel like my favorite weapons are like, you know, like top tier again, I guess. I haven't had that feeling in years. Yeah, no, goodbye. I have a tent, so I shouldn't worry too much about the raid at the moment. No sharkers in the corner? Crazy. At... What kind of RNG do they have? Whatever it is, I want it. Good lord. Oh, the tent's going left, that's not great. We gotta go this way. Hate dropping this side, especially when there's like random paint here. So easy to just get charked out. That works. Also latency on that, so that's not great. This a lower league. Still think about that 96 fall off thing, man. Kind of insane. I just jumped out. I don't have the kill time. There guy here. No, okay. So, oh, I actually got that, okay. Undercover killing, rare footage. Previously undiscovered. I don't know what's happening over here. I'm assuming there's a guy. I'll force them to take the fight against you. Die. He really didn't die to that. That's insane. This weapon does no damage. At all. Never gone to Viz mode, my status is the only way you can reliably attend streams. Did I unlock Viz? I swear I was online. Maybe I'm crazy. I'll say at this point I'm just gonna go left. Hello 96. Goodbye 96. How the game's going? Okay, it's League. Not, like, particularly stressful. Sometimes you get hard matchups against people picking top tiers. The other games you do stuff like this. Hehehehe. I don't suppose one way or the other when you're playing Undercover, like there's either like a sizable skill difference or it's just getting oppressed by actual good weapons. Am I actually on Ibiza? I thought I'm online on Discord. Oh. Maybe last stream, I don't remember. That's pretty high, honestly, for losing one or two of them, I don't remember. You're concerned when 10 stuff going right? It's okay. Like the other team could have had like really strong holds, but somehow they kept going down, and I'm like, I don't know how we're randomly dying to tent and undercover, but I'm down for it. I don't have water, and I told myself I would get that like 6 games ago, and I forgot to. I will do that after this. Still learning 10. That's fun. Fighting double leader. Yeah. If I was on 10th, this would be awesome, but I'm not on 10th. I'm on this piece of trash. Low tier looking. You know, I'm gonna get wall banged right now, yeah. Here we go. Alright, goodbye, C-Jet. Still barely winning this against a weak shooter in a literal corner. The absolute state. And they really just peeked that so casually. I think I'm also playing Undercover, would have, like, not exactly scared the second you see it throw the bomb already. Or the game to get more water. Ah. Oh, there's wallbang. I was behind mid, still died. Love it. At least we have missiles. This is our saving grace here. We have missile and stingray. Unfortunately, we did not raid the charger that's at left, but they are dead, so it's not as bad. Our pain doesn't really great. Make it work. It's such a strange game. That was very in sync. Alright, I didn't really need 6 bubbles or whatever it is. Or 2 pairs of bubbles at the same time. That was kind of mean. But you're aiming at the end of, we'll hit 1,000,000 on Sorella Undercover, and then every brawler has a silver badge. That is it. Can't even peek this until we get missile. Oh, we died. It's very bad. Gotta wait for Stingray. What a great weapon at killing. These are like dropping this way. Nice. Nice. He's still up there, right? Oh, nice. Die. That was a hard game. You're genuinely so surprised I got Wunder to melee before this did. I mean, Wunder's like an ascended level of bad. Like, they're both bad. But Wunder is like a funnier kind of bad. Because, like, you can't be upset when you lose with Wunder, because you're just like, this weapon is garbage. Like, why would I be upset? Like, I don't know. Wunder feels like you still... Also plus 71 in League, good lord. But with, like, Surrender, you have a lethal bomb and you have, like, Baller, so, like, in theory, your tools should be better for self-sufficiency, but somehow it feels worse. I don't know how to describe it. Also, I'm gonna get water, hold on. 1 sec. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, something about Wunder is just funnier to me. Even though, like, on paper, Thunder should be, like, a better weapon. Like, I don't know, there's, like, a primal, like, not urge. There's, like, a primal joy when you get a good Wunder game. Because you're just an assist machine that rats and you know you're annoying people. Because you get, like, 20k and, like, over half of that will just be assists with Ink Mines. And you get, like, 9 splashdowns or something. I don't, like, that's just funnier to me. I feel like with Thunder, I'm, like, expecting to get more kills, I suppose, because I have a lethal bomb, and, like, I can chip damage people, and in theory it should combo with the bomb, but the damage is so piss poor that it doesn't actually. If that makes any sense. You know, if we didn't have Missile Ray, we actually just straight up lost. That's why, like, every time I wanted to push in, I'm like, I have to wait for one or the other or both. Just throw bombs with LD. Haha. Hope Undercover gets mines again. That's for yeah, no, I think it's a great sub for it. Splatoon just sucks. Like, the playstyle that Undercover employs is, like, actually perfect for Ink Mine. With, like, an Ink Mine kit, I think keeping a Spot Bomb would be good. Because if it actually gets, like, some form of damage buff or something of that nature, it can actually, like, be less terrible at killing. I know I want Burst Bomb on one of them, but I doubt they'll do it. I think that's, like, the best sub you can put on the weapon. By far. Because it helps alleviate its first issue, which is killing, because it sucks at killing really, really bad. Oh, it's Opie. Okay, I only got wallbang once last game, that's all good. I think it was once. Was that kind of the game before? I don't remember already. We have 2-liter, Undercover, they have a bunch of weapons that don't like bombs. The goal to win this game is don't die. Also, bomb kill the dynamo, because dynamo sucks. I have to say it every single stream. That's a Zinc mini, that makes that significant. This is significantly easier seeing that's a Zinc mini. Where's your X Factor special? Demi's like the middest of mid weapon. Iframes weren't enough. Sucks. Again, this game's kind of weird. It kind of comes down to if the leaders just like live install, which in theory they should be really good at because their comp like lacks like any actual lethals to throw at them, so. Does that make up here? Yeah, I was gonna say. No paint, that's suspicious. Suspicious. Yes. Is that still here, right? Your weapon is mid, there's no cheater special on it. Like, Zimmy is actually just so mid, like, there's no, like, X factor if I have Missile Burst. Like, I don't know. Like, I like V-Mini, I have a million on it, but... Like, Zimmy does, like, nothing. Like, every time I try it, I'm like, oh yeah, like, the spacing weapon, but outside of, like... I think the only map mode I ever, like, kinda sorta liked it was Kelp. Because I can kind of, like, play gradings and run speed, and Raid is really good on Kelp. But even then, like, I don't know. It just feels like such a downgrade. You're from, like, an S tier special to, like, a B tier special, and, like, an S or, like, A tier sub into, like, a, like, C tier sub. This was awful. Yeah, I don't know any here V-Mini, it's the only mini. I mean, like, even K-Mini's, like, an extremely niche counter pick. I just don't think Zimmy has, like, a purpose. Like, I don't know, it's League. I'm not analyzing this, like, seriously. I'm playing Surrender for God's sake. I don't know. Yeah, even from, like, the for fun POV, I just feel like V-Mini is, like, infinitely more interesting. Messing around with Suction Zuko with opening Gambit. Oh yeah, yeah. The mini had the T-Tech kit in S1. That was a fun kit. I thought that was like a cool weapon. It wasn't like great. I thought it was fun. At the end of the day, I want fun weapons. I don't want to look at a weapon, tilt my head, and be like, eh, it exists, I guess. That's okay, we're just here to farm turf. What's over here? No! You're so weak. Yeah, see, there's your missile. It's the X Factor. Oh no, you died to the Swiffer. Okay, it's a Swiffer and challenging Citroen. Yay! Yeah, that's the part where, you know, having a burst would be, like, awesome, but... Don't have that. Also, having a torpedo would have worked there too, but like, I don't know, Kunder's just... Kunder's like the most boneless support because it like, lacks a lethal in its entirety. Also, that was a really good armor timing. I appreciate you. You did not just add Undercover at that angle, dude. You get 10 years to react. If I break the shield, I'll kill them. What is my ideal undercover kit? In the context of Splatoon 2, Chara made a video about it after he DM'd me. And I ended up picking the Price Launcher kit, as it would differentiate itself from Junior and NZAP's options, because yes, it's worse at killing, but the burst bomb crossfire potential is very, very good and pretty much a straight upgrade from Torpedo in regards to what the weapon hopes to accomplish. And it helps fix the problem where it's like hot garbage at killing, because even with B-Def, if someone isn't at like full health, you could combo and kill someone pretty handily. And to make it more threatening, a lot of people like to face rush Undercover because they're like, lol, this weapon sucks. Which is like fair. But if I had to burst bomb and like get them to 1 HP and then like one-shot them, then like they don't want to do that as much. But in the context of 2, definitely the tri-kit. As for Splatoon 3, I don't know. Give it a burst bomb. I think Whale could work on it. Crab could work on it. In theory. Anything but Zipcaster. Zipcaster on the worst time to kill in the game weapon is like one of the worst ideas you could do. Vonage is a great Pokemon. Yeah, Ghost Steel is a great typing. Even after the Steel nerf. It's busted to get 10 million resistances, courtesy of Steel being Steel. And nothing resists Ghost, because Ghost is Ghost. The team can't be looking so good, and then someone asks you what your Ghost type switch in is, and haha. Nice. Oh. Gotta have a little bit more time. You know, as a dually player that goes by that name. I have no clue if they still play or anything like that. I'm like the last person to ask about regards to like what people are doing comp-wise, because I don't even like scratch that sphere at the moment. Bonk. Thank you. What will the flames do? The answer is nothing. The weapon can't drop zone. You vote for a disruptor slash mist zipcaster undercover. That sounds like one of the worst things to ever be conceived, but if you want like a funny troll third kit and the other 2 kits are like perk 5, or I assume 3. So you have 2 and one of them's like goated, then yeah, you can have 1 troll kit, I guess, but Vonage was a shiny you bred for. I mean, it's cool looking mon. It's got like a nice mix of like a dark purple and like, or like a dark red with like a nice purple. I think it has like a tinge of yellow, if I remember. You want a troll kit, please? Are you crying and sobbing? Are you begging on your knees to Nogami, give me a troll kit? Why is Ossian allowed? To show that game balance is always, it's to show that game devs can be very incorrect about balancing. That's why. That's why Dracovish exists too. You know. And you combined it with like 2 of the best typings in the game, Fairy and Steel, which is one of the most resilient type combos in the game. Wow. Like, don't get me wrong, one of my favorite mons is Mala, which is that typing, but like, without the Mega, that mon's kind of trash. Makes me sad. But you look how ridiculously good Steel Fairies are, like Magirna and Zacian are like the two exemplary ones. For Shifu, I just called DLC Bear and I have for like 2 years, and I'm not changing that. See, we're on ballpoint. They have 2 charger. They have the cool pen. Honestly, if we spam missiles with the flings, though, we could make this work. Their paint's not really great if we like disrupt the chargers. Yeah, I can't really help you in that fight with like lasers pointing at me. Bro, you disrespected the Undercover. I'm so hurt. Not actually, my weapon sucks. That's unfortunate. It did like the baller bonk thing where you roll back into them kind of thing. I like Lepke. The funny little fellow. I think my favorite thing about Klepke is its banning animation. Like drops the keyring. I think that's very, very funny. Did not expect to get hit at that angle. We got a cap and they're kinda sort of full day. Actually, no, they have a baller near pen. Run! Great, okay, that's not bad. This is I wish I had burst bomb moment because they would die. Alas. They are fighting Nolan. Cool dude. Paper man, as Twitter says. Yeah, you are really far up at ballpoint. Nice. Hehe. The power, haha. I don't really need to beat up this far, honestly. A baller. Fine, it's not like I can stop a suction rush. Ah. Didn't realize someone was up there. Game's annoying and very non-interactive, but they have 3 chargers, so like everyone asks this upon themselves by picking all these chargers and playing the. It's like won. Guys literally won. Literally won. No crossfire. Crying. Crying emoji. I knew it was up there, but I don't know. I didn't know if you were like here. Either way, I should have stayed behind the box. Make that harder. Okay, well, we killed their only like aggro weapon. gonna jump out, this isn't worth it. Everyone else died. We just need to farm like one missile, but our time is kind of low here. That is not good. Yeah. I don't know if I'll died at the end. They don't have to challenge anything because it's a recharger, but yeah. You think Flings used to be good? I think Flings is carried by an S tier kit on a god-awful weapon. I think that's the end of the Flings discussion. But even then, I'd rather just have a K-shot on my team. Yeah, Baller exploded into K-Pro, that's unlucky. I don't know how the rest of us died. Kinda weird. Just vibing. Our cop was kinda garbage anyway, their cop was kinda garbage. Such as... Yeah, I get why people pick Flingza. I'd have a very low opinion of Flingza again. I just think it's carried by a kit, and even then the weapon kind of blows. Like, it's a roller that'll never be in position to really shark for the kills that you would want out of a roller, and the vertical exists for nothing except to spam the kit. Which you can just get out of a top tier that can actually, you know, instigate fights and clutch instead. Because it'd be like, oh, but you paste the vertical, like, could charge you, but yeah, cool, you do like 40 damage at max range, it's like a little tickle and no one cares. And your frame data when you click vertical is so exploitable that you should die. Like, if Flankset didn't have the kit it did on foil, not a single person would give a damn about that thing. I didn't die to that. Can't hit it because the junior, and I'm this weapon. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I should jump. Probably dead anyway, I don't know stall. Your comp is extremely non-interactive, which is typical, but sucks. Oh no, the junior fed me, okay. Clutch 10 shields. Gonna die. Now they messed up. Guy's still behind us though. You're mad, because you're bad. Picking top tiers and losing to Surrender. You're mad because you're also bad, I guess. I don't know. Can I get a baller, please? Thank you. Are you actually dying, like, in 1v2s to Undercover Sorella? Like, that's actually a skill issue. Your weapon's so much better. I think Brawl's gonna be good at squid rolls. I hope it's good because I am worried that because the weapon's kill time isn't fast, I'm worried that Amber, what the frick happened? Why am I the only one killing things? I am worried that if you get like a 4-shot on someone, then, you know, they'll just like... I mean, I suppose it's not all bad if they disengage. Like, I don't know. I'm a bit worried with the new mechanic that weapons, like, with quick kill times may just be, like, that much stronger. Is my concern. Like, I think I might... If it doesn't play out well, I'm worried that everything's just gonna be, like, a weapon that either melts you or is mid-range or a combination of both, aka, like, DDS, Tetra, Nautilus, that kind of thing. I think Tenton, like, probably theoretically should have a place in that kind of game, in terms of team fighting, so... Opium, I guess. Kept getting raided and max range shot by both jets. They meant jetpack for a sec, I forgot they had 2 jets. I rail on Undercover for sucking, but I could actually get away from some scenarios where normal weapons would die because my shield gave me enough leeway. Yeah, I don't know, I want them to add better hit sound effects for Brawler, which is a really specific thing, to make it easier to tell how hard you're hitting someone. Because, like, it's a more noticeable sound when it's heavier, but I feel like outside of Tent, I think the sound design could be better on that front. Like, Undercover, if you ask me what damage I'm doing to someone, if it's, like, an arbitrary, like... Oops, I was looking at chat. if you ask me how much damage I do with Undercover at, like, 2 lines of range, I would honestly be wrong half the time. I won't fall off this time, I promise. Bad streamer, stop reading your chat. You're throwing my video game. Oh boy. Oh boy. You and me against the world tent. Alright, that's... I think that world is a little bit too strong for you. Here to stall zone. That's my objective. There we go. Do I have a purpose for being back here? Not in particular, but the tent seems to want in if I read that name right. Oh, hi. That sucks. My friend, it is not a good. Bad. I think enemy team comp is based. I mean, the two Squeezers is cool, and I think Try is a good partner for Squeeze, but it's still like... It still has a K-Shot, can it really be that based? There you go. Well, it's throwing me off because the Tense build looks like, outside of the classes, looks kind of similar to one I run. The elusive iframes. Cannot close that gap, and also there's bubbles. Whoops. This Camp's K-Shot isn't as cringe. Oh no, man. You're hard-pressed to convince this streamer that shooters are cool in any sense of the word. Not even gonna mess with them, honestly. Squeezer. Yeah, let's just all go over here, it's funnier. Yeah, it's funnier. I'm not actually blowing up in zone, it's asking to die to the try. That sucks. Kinda getting hard locked a bit. Our tent's behind their wall, which is a silly stall position, but we don't really have a painter that sits behind wall. IE Explo. Alright, the missile's good. The missile actually killed me, okay. What a fun special. There a guy here, I was gonna say. Suspicious amount of paint. Yes, bomb spam them back. Let them suffer. Go bomb, go. Go bomb, go. Go bomb, go. How does it feel? Game is annoying. Yep, I hit the thing again. I'm gonna do that a lot every time I put my controller down. You think they should make the pallet hitboxes bigger for Brella? I don't think though. I think they need to unmess up the damage values because Suction is extremely overtuned versus Brella. That's the bigger problem. The pallet size is fine. Then you need to like undo one of the nerfs. Like you either make it a two-shot shotgun that's better at killing, and or like you either have to lean into like the stalling aspect or the killing aspect, like one or the other. Because they nerf the paint, they nerf the efficiency multiple times, and they nerf the special to 200 and the damage. Like that's too much at once. The weapon needs like a stronger identity. Yeah, I hit R for like 30 seconds there. I hope you enjoyed that gameplay. I thought that was super awesome, epic, cool. Yeah, that rotation. Half that rotation's cool. You think I should kill? I think killing would be more fun. I don't think we need more AFK paint bots in this game. Crazy controversial opinion, not actually. If you watched the LAN last week, I think like every other team had K-Shot plus NSAP and I rolled my eyes every single time. Because on one hand, I'm like, I get it, you want to win, but good lord, this game's boring. Like, I felt like the killing aspect would be better because it's supposed to be like a more like lightweight, compact version of Tent, and Tent is like the big stoling weapon. So I think Brella should be like the best at killing in terms of like rotating around the map and forcing fights on people that they don't want. Because Undercover's just like a little demon rat anyway. Like, I think Brella should be like the killing based one. Outside of Tent just having like full one-shots. Go on both the shield slap on main power, that only applies to 10th. The other two aren't affected by HP in that regard at all, and they don't have gear slot anyway. Because you need mobility on Umbrella to justify. Not to justify, you need mobility on Umbrella to actually catch up and two-shot anything in this game, because this game's just inundated with like two mains of swim on like K-Gal and like pure swim on K-Shot. Like Umbrella's too slow, they can just run away otherwise. Also, you need swim to actually like close the gap with mid-range weapons, like Squeezer, otherwise it sucks. Yeah, it was really one-sided NFT win one, no one's surprised by that. The team that got second did pretty well, though. I think their losers bracket run was good. They had a carbon, so, you know, bonus point for not shooter. Killing aspect would promote the fast pace of Splatoon. Yeah, like, I feel like killing is what Brawler should be better at, like, if you want to keep the ink efficiency nerf. And based on the one clip on the JP website, like, I think it looks, like, really comparable to the ink efficiency Brawler has now, so... Honestly, if you give me back the unnerfed paint and you give me back the 90 damage, I'm happy. Like, I don't need to be the most ink-efficient thing in the world, I just want to actually two-shot people and three-shot people. Like, I hate being not ink-efficient and have to, like, waste, like, 8 shots to even attempt to kill a K-Gal behind a wall like that. That's garbage, bro. That's terrible. That's so unfun. Yeah, Tent's a cool weapon. I think Tent's like Pine as is. Just suffers a bit from suction spam at 52 in this game. It's still like serviceable, it's the most viable Brella by far right now. High ammo. Also because 10 has a stranglehold on really garbage hallway maps, which is like half the maps in this game. What's the verdict on the solo route? I hate Humpback, so we can twin if you want. Like, I genuinely dislike Humpback. Especially in Rainmaker and solo, it's awful. I think auto aim would be cool for sticks. Yeah, could be. How much more do we need on this 13k? Ooh. Not actually that much. I was expecting to get more paint that rotation, but Walleye doesn't offer anything. Don't get my camera so stiff. Yeah. It's hard for me to really gauge. I haven't really played shooters outside of Splatoon. I'm also tripping on my words because I'm trying to read chat and like think out thoughts and speak them, and I almost said instead of shooters, I want to say Splatoon. I want to say shooter, and I almost said spooter, but that wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, Splatoon is a shooter, but it's not a spooter. Maybe it is, I don't know. My favorite genre. Oh my gosh, is that a sprinkler? Is that a reference to the hit YouTube video that hit 1,000? Bonk. Missile fun! Yay! Ow. I should have just blown up after someone may think they're a bomb at my shield, but I mean, I'm distracting, so that's the point of the play. I'm just trying to solo fight the whole team at the same time, no. Are you chasing with us? Kinda, it looks like we're chasing. That was a bad jump. Why did I try and help you? There was no reason I should have tried to help you. You're so doomed for doing that. Ignore your teammate when they do bad decisions. At least in the context of Twin. Paint it behind so the miss would kill. What was the intent there? Or heavily chip. That works. My weapon doesn't kill, so it's honestly better to try and trap people and they can do chip damage. Unusual concept, I know. People are too used to playing shooters that just melt things instantly like that. It's a cute charger build, it just doesn't match the weapon at all. Ray is the only thing alive. Mega laugh. Can I kill that person? It looks like they're right on it. So weak. Bad buff, man. Yeah, you. Get away. You were holding forward and not really thinking about that. Someone is on this wall. Goodbye. I might have killed my teammate there. Oops. Big oops. Who's on the fan? Is it a try or a shooter? It's a try. It is holding forward at 1 HP and doesn't take a second to heal. I get that we are a shooter, we have privilege. What a cool matchup. Love the part where if they have any ink at all, which they will, because it's approaching LDE ranges, I just auto-lose. That's awesome. Okay, it's my turn to dish out the pain. The suffering. Mom said it's my turn to spam bombs. Ah, so goofy, so goofy, so goofy. I missed a lot of chats, let me read. And Tata's not great about a lot of things, that's for sure. Bwaller. Also, it's kind of funny because we complained about how Japan gets like a million more things to prize than us, but even then, like, we talked about it a bit last stream because they announced another NA Turf Open, and I'm just sitting there like, man, it must suck to be a European player right now. You get none of this. Isn't there like a thing in Japan that they can't like have like money prizes though? Because it's like considered gambling, right? I remember seeing like Smash tournaments where the prize was like a rice cooker or something. You know, you straight up got nothing at the moment. Rough. You watched me die to K-Shot having 10 million ink efficiency. Yeah! Isn't that awesome? Isn't that a weapon that totally needed to be buffed twice? No, that's definitely not what I said, but if you want to interpret it that way, then feel free. I don't know what that would really entail. No, rice cookers are hype though, like, don't get me wrong, just that's my example. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Oh boy, armor, missile, and 2 AFK weapons, yes. Yes, I'm having so much fun. I'm gonna go over here and very slowly take your fan. I'm gonna paint your base and ignore my team as I do this. I'm gonna flank you back after with Bomb plus Baller, okay? Got it? Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page here. Bomb. Exactly. And that's what we're talking about. I didn't do anything, I'm just distracting people. There you go. What a cool time. I'm gonna pop this because I don't feel safe. Okay, so you have the Venn diagram of rain, I'm good. Thank you, though. We're gonna go over here again. Gonna do the same exact thing. That is the dynamo, okay. This is a weird game. Yeah, just doing laps around their fan, it's kind of funny. Get away from my teammate! Get away from me! I'm gonna do it again! Even though my team's already there. Isn't this riveting gameplay? Are we having so much fun? I just tilted my head sideways in real life as if I'm trying to peek the corner. What am I doing? Why did I do that? Actually trying to peek IRL. Please help me. I'm very sleep deprived today. Doing it again. Oh. I don't even think I died that game, but genuinely, like, don't know if I did. Aris is nice. That's what they do at casinos, makes sense. Splatter ladder people won Arms and Smash. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they really love the Turf War tournaments lately. Shout out to L3 meta. Listen, I called that. I will hold that to my grave. I didn't die. Okay, I was literally doing circles around the entire game. Thank you. With my epic 2-0 8-baller gameplay. Yeah, I don't think Canada can participate in the Nintendo Turf thingy. Sometimes your body movement moves with Splatoon. Listen, I'm not the type to ever do cam because I'm very shy, but I'm like sitting here laughing at myself because I'm actually trying to peek like the corner of my monitor, and I feel very stupid doing that. No, don't break my neck doing splashdowns, because apparently splashdown is less threatening than the person potentially around the corner. At least that's what my head/neck appears to believe. I don't want to play this map, dude. I don't want to be here. My teammates are farming right. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna throw the bomb, peek the corner, paint it. There's a guy there. But pull the lever, Krunk. Rip the stingray. Go, 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 go. Where's the stingray? Animo. Whatever, it works. Okay, the stinger just stopped shooting. I was trying to engage a fight, hoping they would crossfire me. Feeling a little bit debated right now. Wow, we got to 62, and that means absolutely nothing on this dumpster fire of a map. Awesome. I'm also worried because I have no win con. The enemy team is like mega sweaty comp. So. Telling me I have to actually rely on my team to get stingrays to defend. That's crazy. Yeah, this weapon has no way to push up on this map. This is very depressing. So they're getting a ton of special bonus for existing on tower. It's cool mode, I guess. Thank you for punishing. I'd say Knott's like somewhere here. I was so bad, like, going off the wall into the 52. That was like the for fun play. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not going to in the sea of shooters plus Nautilus that is the enemy team. It's a very early bum rush. I didn't see that section, that's annoying. Goodness. Where can you find my CDS build? I have to update my Sendo page, but the non-LDE build is just... Okay, there might be a guy here. The non-LDE build is, I think, like 3 main, 5 sub main power, and then 2 main save, 1 ink res, 1 BDF, I believe. Please feed my bombs. I'm very desperate. I'm a simple low-tier weapon. Desperate. Thank you, Dynamo. Someone else in chat got that, thank you. You're very attentive. This map sucks, dude. They're boring. Nothing happens. The only thing that ever happens ends up being like a snowball that ends up leading to like a lead like past check 1, and that's the entire game. You're gonna die for that, right? It was not a very good position to do that, yeah. Now we lose. Not much I can do. Thought that was a person there. Never tell with these dang shooters, they rotate instantly. Comp is awful, by the way. We have like no actual way to move up. The cake, I'll just sits back and wins them the game. They don't feed me, like right here. Like I need to kill this player wherever they want. Our comp was like a hot dumpster fire. Does it like abysmal? I'm not helping with that because I'm picking a low tier that shouldn't be touched on these kinds of maps, but I don't know, fighting 3 shooters. I sleep. My charger, not very helpful. And catching up again. Yeah, the only other CDS build I like is the LDE one, but that's like for CDS specifically if you want to actually play your bomb in like zone. Motion was better on Wii U, there was less input delay. That is objectively true. I didn't mind the gamepad, but it is a bit of a big controller. You keep forgetting, but okay. I always get thrown off by like persons. You keep forgetting, but you want me to remind you to do a color study of my character, okay? I hope you like the color gray, I hope you like the color black, I hope you like the color white. And a tinge of purple. There you go. Feeling adventurous with like 4 different colors today. Actually, no, 5. 5 is the skin tone in there. No, actually 6. 6. Because like the legs as well. Crazy. Amount of colors. I think the gamepad hurts. Ah. I don't remember struggling with it, but I don't know how much of an impact like hand size has on that. Because I know some people who say they have like tiny little hands, and some people I know have like massive hands. I feel like I'm like pretty in the middle of that. No, I don't think they'll bring back Dual Sculpture. Honestly, like, no, like I don't think they would. I doubt it. Yeah, you're going very fast today. I'm struggling to keep up here. That's a good thing. You like to see it. If we go back to Anchovy, I don't want to fight 52 on part, dude. Try to stay awake, not fall asleep. I'm sleep deprived enough. Sigh. Sigh. Sigh, 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 sigh. Psyduck. This Pokemon from the Kanto region. K52 is a weapon from hell. Trying to read chat and catch up and also do this is difficult. Brain does not comprehend so many things at once right now. Bonk. Die. Die. Man. I didn't get the assist, but I hope my bomb actually helped them, like, force them to move at that angle. That was the intent there. If it worked out, that's cool. If not, then oops. Step up the AFK gameplay. Hello. Yeah, I don't want damage up next game for sure. I'm seeing a GoodTuber comment. GoodTuber's terrible, but I've said that like 100 times on stream at this point. To tell me something I don't know. You prefer a damage up? I just think it shouldn't be a thing. Like, if you want to buff the damage of a weapon, just make it like a base change. Like, having damage be MPU and then having that be necessary, like Splash needing OS or like 30 damage to like function as well as it can, like, is really lame because it just takes away gear slots. I think gear-dependent weapons are like really sucky. And you really feel that in full force when you can just run like, you know, like charge up main power and Object Shredder on Jet and be fine. Or like Hagout can run whatever the hell it wants, but like Squeezer needs a bunch of gear, Brawlin needs a bunch of gear, Tent needs a bunch of gear. Kinda sucks. Bonk. Help me. There's so many people running around my baller. Where's the Crossfire? Where's the Hydra? Not there, okay. And I think a good example of that is just like Bucket from S1. It's just like, the thing doesn't even have like a special. Like it doesn't matter, it's just so oppressive with damage up burst bomb. The main weapon. The combo is busted. I've rotated twice in a row the same way. If you think I'm changing it the third time, you are incorrect. Die. Yay. I like when my little bappy damage actually does something. Die. Die. Oh wow, I actually got that Nautilus, that's huge. Nice double auto bomb. Lasted copium, I see. I'm feeling like a junior right now, except I don't have a broken special to go with it. I wanted to summon the wall, be funny. I think damage up alone killed Dooley. Dooley died for a lot of reasons, but damage up is definitely one of the biggest offenders. And I don't think damage is healthy for the game. You should just have better balancing around your actual damage output, like base numbers. You despise fighting Gal, not Missile. I too dislike meta. I agree. There's not a lot of people that play Bamboo, but it's still an unhealthy weapon. CDS is just hard relative to other meta stuff. Caper sucks, that's because the devs over nerfed it. Weapon's like super mid right now, and there's just... Caper's like that awkward mid ground between like what Gal does, like K52, and what Squeezer does, but it feels like worse at both. Like outside of the raw damage output, it's not great. And even then you need to commit your whole entire build for that. Yeah, I think range up is bad balancing too, but I don't think like I want damage either. Yeah, I've been reminded by me reading chat very slowly. Do an anti-color study. Yeah, so okay, if you do an anti-color study, you basically take the hoodie off of my character. There you go. No more color. Nice social shooter if you keep fighting everyone. Nah. Perhaps. Yeah, chat's going a bit burr. No. You keep the chat flowing. That's good. Kanto. Freaking Kanto meme. What do you mean wall with lips? Is that how you're personifying chat as a literal wall with lips? For sure. Letter, I can read that, I can understand it, but like I can't speak it. So you know, no bully. No bully, no bully. Yeah, was that a fellow surrender enjoyer or based? Can I get an amen for my fellow low tier? Bonk. Well, goodbye fellow low tier. Or jump them. Okay, bye. No! No! It painted. I think the bomb desynced on my shield. I got stuck, that's very sad. This is so sad. This is so tragic. You would use your second language where you don't feel like getting called a weeb today. You know where you are. Please let me own the tower, I beg of you. Okay. Okay. I think YouTuber might get changed in spot 3. I think I could see it getting reworked. The weapon's like so fundamentally flawed though, so I don't know. I don't know, even getting a good kit would do wonders. Oh, you're mad. Oh, you're mad. You're mad. Oh, you're mad. Oh no. Fellow rats. We must make our escape. And we must make a grand entrance to whoever is sitting here. There's no one sitting there, I'm quite disappointed by that. Yeah, again, I'd really be fine with MPU getting cut. I think your damage value should just be better balanced than having to rely on arbitrary ability values. And again, it just takes away from gear slots, like you can't run weapons like weapons like Swelchy and Bamboo and Cape and stuff like need gear to be like at their like peak performance, so it's just really lame and limits your build super hard. And not even like an interesting way, it's just, you know, if you don't stack this amount of X, it's kind of garbage, and you see this a lot when people who don't know how to like play that much pick Cape and they have like one main power and you're like, bro, that does nothing. I promise you. You're up and it's still mid. Linger. So weak. Like me. Oh. Let the fellow low tiers fight, please. Alright, countdown for broken mode. 3, 2, 1. Wait for it. Bomb. Still have enough ink to fight. Wait for it. Bomb. Broken. Where did that guy come from? Okay. Okay, Saber, I can't speak it either. That sound like a grade schooler, or worse if I tried. It sound like a child. How much do I have on Thunder? How much what? I'm still catching up here. I'm a coward. Why am I a coward? You try to be a VTuber? PNG tuber, but close enough. Good evening, though. Or morning, technically, because it's 12:41 in the AM. We are 5,000 paint away. from our goal. And YouTuber Keen acute. I'm glad you like. You don't think more damage is saving K-Pro? K-Pro would be mid even if they did revert its main power back to like 3 mains or 2 main 4 sub, honestly. MP is like a zombie mushroom that grows on ants. Are you calling main power a parasect? Because parasect's kind of neat until you think about it some more and you're like, oh, that poor creature. I definitely think that Pro should be a slightly more ink-efficient weapon so you can actually combo with your bomb without, you know, losing your whole ink tank, but... Will the devs do that? I doubt it. Will I do anything this game against Armor and Roller Roller? Nah. I'll paint. Perhaps. Nice Beaver's post. Hello, Roller. Okay. You have been exposed, you have been painted over. I can't get him. Thank you. Huh? Yeah, you want to go all, what can I say? Who doesn't? Nice. Alright, well that went not how I expected it at all. That went not how I expected it at all, but they had 2 rollers and they lost the opening fight, and they got snowballed by armor. Haha. Parasect is cool. I like Parasect. I do feel bad for it. But can Pro do better than the likes of Squeezer and not? No, exactly, because Forge is just a bad squeezer. Like the training wheel squeezer. And then, again, like, K-Pro is just like that awkward mid-ground between Squeezer and K52, but it's not as good as either of them. Because your special cost is so much more, your pain output is lower, your mobility is lower, your efficiency is not great, mobility bad, strength bad. Yeah. It's meant to be like a combo shooter, but I don't know, there's just stronger options. Would I say Sorella Undercover stronger than Kunder? Like contextual. I don't really think any of them is like definitively stronger than the rest. They all have really cripplingly bad weaknesses. Like I do miss the Roll Torpedo for some combo stuff as like Opium version of Burst Bomb, but an armor's armor, but eh. Weapon can't really hold forward with armor either, I don't know. Just meh. Yeah, they all have their own problems. I think Sunder could be kind of cheesy in a zone setting for some maps, as is with Thunder, but I mean, all in all, the main weapon's so bad that I don't think it's anything, like, special. It's just funny. It gives me a giggle. You know, it doesn't give me a giggle having to fight that C-Jet plus Gal. That's not very funny at all. Coward. He's so weak, but I can't follow up on it. I meant to blow up on top of the tower. I knew that one was coming. It appears you have been cursed by the double anchor composition. You have been cursed. I'm actually getting more bomb kills than main weapon? No, that's like what you're expected to do with Sunder. Like, actually. You can, like, kinda combo with it, but again, the damage is so bad that anyone who actually, like, walks backward correctly or abuses the fact they're, like, a shooter, like, shouldn't be dying to that much. Yeah, like, even, like, Thunder, like, most of your kills are gonna come from Ink Mine assists or people getting baited into fighting you with mines up. But to be fair, they had a Hydra and a Carbon, so, like, bombs kinda had a lot of value. Just a smidge. Teeny bit. Tiny bit. Non-binary slot player, well, welcome to the club / stream. I hope you enjoy it here with our very silly low-tier gameplay. I keep telling myself I need to change the setting where it's like if you follow the stream, you have to wait like 10 minutes to chat, because it did that months ago and Twitch was having that really big like problem with like the bot accounts. I keep forgetting to change it back. RD Starcat. Pro. Victini. April Splash. April Splash is a fun duo to go into twin with, I imagine. You think you got it? Well, they meant like there's like a thing where if you're new to the stream and you click follow, you have to wait like 10 minutes to chat. That's like a setting I have from months ago. And I don't think I super need that, but I was just cautious back then. Oh no. I'm dead. Let's follow her only between 0-minute wait time. Yeah, that works. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, they died. That's unfortunate. Hello, Heavy. Where's the K-shot? There they are. I don't want these beacons here. I got you, I got the OS, I don't have to aim at that. If I could climb the tower, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I like the beacon chain here again. No more. Very, very weak. Yep. That got the movement I wanted. Good enough. Yeah. Yep. I didn't realize the shooter was there. Oops. Boop, boop, boop. This follows only to prevent bots from dropping links. It's like a mix of things. That could be like a factor. I think having followers only also like help with some not so great interactions, I suppose. I guess is how I would word it. Because you can't just like drop into some random stream as easily and kind of just be very rude for no reason. Kind of like that baller. But that's funny at least. It's kind of scary. They have a jetpack, it's poor, they have beacons. Probably very soon. Yeah, it's not great. That's not great. Bomb, do my bidding. Bomb, do my bidding, I'm asking you nicely. Thank you. You can turn follower chat on for up to 3 months. Imagine following someone and you're told you have to wait 3 months to chat. Yeah, I don't know, that might be a little bit long. I remember it was a while ago someone DM'd this account because it had like the 10-minute wait time and they DM'd me explicitly to say like 10-minute cooldown's kind of lame. I don't know why I found that so funny. Like, damn, you couldn't wait 10 minutes to type anything else in chat. Three months though, that's insane. You would wait. Not as bad as only be able to watch VODs with a streamer for sub, don't choose. Yeah, no, we don't do that. We have the YouTube, the main channel, and we have the other one where I throw up all the VODs for anyone to watch. Because anybody is free to do that. Get bodied, it's reverse gatekeeping. I like to call it being inclusive. Crazy concept. Have the same hive mind for movement, yeah, except I messed it up. Detect Flash. Pepper. Imagine putting a paywall to VODs and all they get is undercover gameplay. Listen, I'm the best undercover that streams on Twitch probably, because there's probably like no one that does A, and B, I'm actually not bad at the game, so. They really want to occupy that niche with an iron fist, I suppose one could do that, but it's not what we're about. Hey mate. Hey mate. Everyone, I'm sad. That is unfortunate. You're tempted to do emote only chat, but you won't. You're on the power trip right now. I remember I saw a tweet a very long time ago. It said something along the lines of, it was like, their goals as a streamer is to get the majority / the entirety of their chat using BTTV emotes, and that's how they know they've made it. And the more time that goes by, the more I relate to that. It's kind of funny. You would pay for undercover gameplay. Listen, if I get the YouTube big enough, technically speaking, if I continue to upload undercover videos, it would be... watching would be contributing to the... air quotations masterpiece of undercover gameplay. Although, I don't know, you know, maybe we need more stupid facts videos based on yesterday. Maybe that's the meta. Is there an option for only tier 3 subs? Maybe, but why would you ever do that? Listen, if someone throws me a subscription and says, wow, like, you're a cool smiley face, I will give you a couple dollars for providing me with you being silly with undercover, like, that's awesome. I don't think I would need a thing where it's like, you need to be this tier. It'd be goofy. I've kind of done nothing this game. But that's okay. Kind of surprised I didn't get an assist on that, but I guess I threw my bomb too far. Okay, my team's doing work, that's fine. That's fine. Sub chat is not an off switch, there isn't a menu for it. Yeah, I imagine. I mean, I've seen subscribers only chats before, not like the most radical thing, but if there was like a hypothetical, like you need to be tier whatever kind of chat, that would suck. Kinda like this first checkpoint. Bye. That's awful. I can't do anything. You'll give me money for being cool and an awesome friend. Same goes for Soldier. Fair, but I don't ask anything of people. People that are just here and like vibe or appreciate us as is. Especially when I do solo queue streams, because I will tell you with like absolute like clarity and certainty, I do not play solo queue for my health. It is not very fun. So, you know, going on and being like, I'm gonna play solo queue for a couple of hours and people actually just like vibe there, it's just like, cool. I say as I do a thumbs up gesture to my non-existent camera again. Don't worry, team, I may have been throwing for the past like 5 minutes, but it's okay, I have last ditch. Am I valid yet? Am I valid? Go, 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 go. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. I got an assist, I don't know how. Help me. Okay. My voice is goals, by the way. Yours is too deep for your liking. I'm sure it's fine. Trust me, I feel the same way when I record and I listen to my own voice. I'm very skeptical and I'm like, ugh. Ugh. Like, I think everyone feels that to some extent. But then then I get people just saying like, oh, your voice is so nice. I'm like, oh. That's sweet. Like the anonymous gifter to Soldier. That was also sweet. Thank you for the gift sub. I do plan to update emotes soon-ish. Next time someone has comms open that I'm waiting for. So soon. Have ideas. Imagine enjoying solo. No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. You got no one to buy a Rosalina shirt. I mean, Rosalina's cool. I was gonna say she's gold, but she might It's like kind of very tall, so maybe not in that sense. I prefer being lower than like 7 feet plus, which is what Versa is. Yeah, that game happened. Oh, it sounds higher in your head? Yeah. Yeah. Like, even for the last video I uploaded yesterday, when I got to the point where I'm actually showing the thing on Sturge, I'm like, ew, my voice sounds so deep. I mean, that's definitely not. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, for the sub for Matt. I appreciate it. Once again. Yeah, no, I think it's very normal that most people don't like listening to their own voice, which is very funny, because you'll have people you'll have people who watch a YouTube and be like, oh man, I love that person, their voice is so cool, and then, like, said person will be like, oh, I have to listen to myself for an hour as I edit again, ugh. My voice is the kind of thing that would make you fall asleep peacefully. I've had numerous people pass out on me, be it through they fall asleep through stream or bots or even VCs together. It happens. I don't know. I feel like I have like that energy that's like low enough, you know. It's a rare day if you catch me screaming. Let's put it that way. Am I at 1,000,000 yet? I feel like we're really close, if not. I'm going this way because I want to ensure we have 1,000,000. Also, GG Dynamo, shake my hand. Really low tier weapon, trying to play the game. Go. Bye, Dynamo. Bye. Oh, wait. Okay. You're built different for sharking your plot for that long, for an undercover. You're very silly. They're a little bit goofy, a little bit funny. Thank you. I'll say, don't die to a bomb again, my guy. Bonk. When did that guy even get there? I didn't even know. Oh, let's watch out. The Dynamo's attempting to play the game. The Brush is attempting to play the game. They're struggling. They cannot do it. They could not play the game. Oh. In. I am falling behind on chat again. Scrolling up as I AFK them to mid. You think Reverse is okay? People say they like it. The Dynamo left. I guess they really can't play the game now. Yeah. That's fair. I don't know, I really think it's a nice compliment when someone says they like your voice, at least I feel that way. Because it kind of, like, instills, I guess, like, slightly more confidence, especially when, like, you know, most people just think about their own voice and they're like, ew. Then it's really nice being told that it's nice. Also, I'm gonna help you. I wonder if that would take less time if if it didn't have OS. It might actually. Being a little bit silly. Being a wee bit funny. That's fine. We're just farming paint over here. That's not where I wanted that. It's okay. Hey. Well, they all died, so we can sit here for a while. I don't think they know how to do the funny movement. Cat pop quiz, do you know the funny movement? I know that's like as nondescript as possible. Bear with me. Back. I'll play this game. Come on, play this game. Come on, please. No. I think they gave up. You don't know Enlighten You? Okay, I'll remind you again. The funny movement on this map is a defensive technique, in which case, instead of wrapping around this way like a silly little person, you do this. You do this. Wow, so cool. Yep. Getting the thing. Oops. I think I accidentally menued something. Yeah, I did, oops. Oops. I'll join back, hold on. Today you learned? Yeah, fair. No, we're good. I hit the thing. Nice Nisk, yeah, totally. How much paint do I have? No, I need more. Yeah. You're stuck here? Yeah, that's my bad. I accidentally menued something. You don't like your own voice based on accent? I feel like a lot of people feel that way. You wish you had an accent? Fair. What just happened? I have a mod that has nothing to do with like actual like gameplay that I accidentally menued out because I put my controller on my lap and hotkeyed stuff. Put it that way. I did a little oopsie. I need to like get in the habit of not putting my controller on my lap. Hey, you've been enlightened on the movement. Save point 3, listen, it's fine. Also, I should probably reboot the game. Probably be better. One moment. I'll check something. Please wait normally. Yeah, you can make it. Is that the reboot? Don't worry about it, it's fine. I just cracked my arm for stretching it. Mashing A. Did we lose points? I have no idea. Probably not, the game is already over. I feel like that'd be like the equivalent of hitting home XI is basically what I just did. I need like one more game. That should make sense as being weird, okay. Ah, okay, I'm banned for 4 minutes. Fair. That's like the equivalent of turning your Switch off. Well, chat, we got 4 minutes to kill. What do you want to do? Oops. I like my chat window is way too small. Should open it like wider like this. Show us a funny fact. What's a funny fact on these maps? We got 6 last route. Yeah, we did pretty well. I mean, we can do the funny camp jump, I guess. That's a fun fact. That was like one of my earliest YouTube videos. Wow, so fun. You're moving tomorrow and you're kind of scared about how much you have to take with you. There. I never really did a ton of like the moving thing. And by a ton, I mean like basically never. I can't say I relate. But I'd probably be pretty worried. I feel like that's how I am. Check the YouTube again real quick. For funsies. Hey, what the frick? You know, for real, if I get, trying to think. What was it? Let me see. Yeah, moving sounds stressful. You don't want to ever carry a bed or a sofa up a set of stairs? Yeah, sounds not fun. 1 sec again. I want to see something real quick. Okay. Had to carry a couch up 3 flights of stairs. Ugh. That's not fun. Yeah, see the room now at least. There you go. I promise not to accidentally hotkey again this time. I'll stop putting my controller in my lap. Had to move because college dorm, yeah. We did lose points? Oh man. A lot. That's like the end of the game too, really, huh? That's very unfortunate. I mean, I'll take the blame on that. That's actually just me accidentally hotkeying something. Definitely deserved. It's a very big oopsie. That's okay. That's fine. You have to live and learn. You live with your mistakes. You better yourself. I've made my mistakes, which include missing pudding. What a goofy mistake. Okay, it's okay. We'll hit a million on Surrender. That's our goal here. All good. It's all good. Yeah, we got the ends up K-shot combo and when we're really trying to win, huh? Uh-huh. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? Nowhere. Or actually, no, I should have said back to spawn, that would have made more sense. That person definitely dropped because my shield broke, but they kind of just got a little bit, oh, the word. Bamboozled. Yeah, that's the word I'll use. I can't make that jump. How am I supposed to get 1,000 paint like this? Game's already over. Putting my controller on my desk. My train of thought is like super frazzled right after that hiccup. I think good. Oh yeah, I don't even remember exactly what the sub count for the YouTube was yesterday. But like I'm fairly confident that like it basically went up by 100, which is kind of obscene. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, wait, I have a thing to show after this game. Yeah, I have something fun to show after this game. Funny watching people challenge me and then there's a bucket. Yeah, the crosshair's fun. Well, same team. Oh, that's a kind of sweaty team, and I'm sitting here with this thing. Oh no. Uh-oh. I mean, they have no... They have no missile bits to, like, armor pack ray on this map. I'm not even dropping, dude. Forgot about it. Look at the teamwork and crossfiring. I'm so proud. Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. No, 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 I hate that. I hate that. Subbed on YouTube yesterday? Thank you. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's like to the point where like the next video I make, I'm gonna have to like be like, "Hello, all you new people that magically joined within a day. I don't know where the heck you came from, but like it's like that stark of a difference." Whoa. We're gonna have a Stingray very soon. They got baited by me, so works. Not the armor, no. Oh. Oh, oh my baller. Didn't start fast enough. And you saw me post PNG tuber on Twitter once. I think I've only posted the one clip so far. It did pretty well, honestly, so cool, I guess. And it feels cool, like, getting more of, like, a footing on a sphere, like, outside of Twitch, I guess. I'm dead. In. Yeah, the goal is 1k before, S3, but apparently we're doing really freaking good. Here's the part where he's struggling. Bonk. Wish. like knowing to actually continue this fight. Yeah. How much would you have to pay me to say the following words? I don't know if you can put a price on that. I don't know. Like, how much emphasis do you want on that? Do you want me to, like, whisper it or something? Or do you want me to, like, say it with, like, full intent? Yeah, I should have ran into those two people. That's a bad idea. But I'm thinking, like, I can roll a bomb, I can stall off my shield, I can get a baller, and then they died instantly. So dead. No trade? Sad. Too shy to say that. But that's why I'm asking. You have to be very specific about what you want here. The bomb can go crazy. Dead. Goodbye. Goodbye, me. They stop bullying the low tier. It's not very cash money. Oh. Likelihood that we win this, extremely low. You could ask me any question, my answer is always depends. I mean, it does, though. It does depend. That matchup was, rough. A little bit rough. Are we at the thing now? Are we finally at the thing? Please. Oh my goodness. There you go, we did it. Hooray. You're gonna draw your OC? Do it. I love seeing it. Low tier bullies back, not clickbait. That's like 80% of the YouTube right now, honestly. What do I do now? I'll pick the sprinkler one. And in the spirit of the last video. I don't even need that. Not that. Yeah, I think that's right. Thunder plays, you're on your knees. But the sprinkler. Oh, forgot to do the thing, I'm dumb. I probably have time, hold on. Yeah, whatever, I have time. Witness. I haven't seen this yet. I've been showing people the wonders of the useless sprinkler tip. Wonderful information, thank you. Oh no. Amazing. Oh, they got the suction too! Oh my goodness, you're spreading the knowledge, I'm so proud. Oh, I'm so proud. That's awesome. I actually interact with my weapon now. Ugh. You've been flanked by the Brella with armor. Beware. Ah ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. That kind of clap there, not gonna lie. Okay, that sucks. Bye. You got that, right? I don't know where the heck they are, but you got that. I'm actually ruining this T-Tex day. It's very funny. Oh, that sucks. Good morning, forever. And good night, soldier. Also, their comp is like mega sweaty, which I don't like. Just bot shooter. Hurts. I think I should be moving this forward. Yeah, there you go. And you went straight into the rain. That's like the last thing you're supposed to do. Like out of ink for even throwing the sprinkler. Nice. I'll try, or gal. Oh, kneecaps? Ankles? Ankles broken? Can't be like some sharking. Eh, ugly trade. Yeah, it feels as if we have all the tools to win here, so yeah. Cool. Cool. We catch up. Yeah, Gal versus 4 short range, unlucky. Yeah. I mean, they had to suction, but yeah, sucks to be them. T-Tech kept fighting me in like really silly ways. I was kind of dumpstered the T-Tech like 3 times. It was very funny. Got Sprinkler camped on the inkjet landing and everything. Yeah, I like Aerosys. You're probably for a final that's worth over 40% of your grade and feels like the Majora's Mask on the final hour vibe. It's funny you mentioned that because I did a randomizer of that recently, and I've been thinking like maybe I want to stream a rando of that sometime. I think it could be fun. All long range up in Slender Man webs. I like anything long. I just like calling long boy. I don't know why. It's funny. If you don't call a snake a danger noodle, what's the point? Yeah, okay, whatever. Hi, can you like not have 3 people here? That'd be cool. That's unlucky. Oh. Got checked out. Like someone role flanks that direction, but I got stuck on the tower fall. No. I think Majora's could be fun. I really like that game. It's my favorite Zelda. The question what kind of randomness I would want, or like the extremity of the randomness I would want, because I feel like it'd be very confusing if I make the settings all super silly and I get people that have never like watched the game before. I didn't realize this episode too. Man, I really like Rain Umbrella. I got stuck with Sprinkler. The current age. It's very sad. I'm distracted. No, no, no. I don't think that's in range of that anymore, but okay. Okay, Callie can just stall it behind the wall and I can't do anything now. Shake hand. I mean, they kind of don't matter at this point, so... There we go. Heckin' damage nerf. Interesting trade. Oh, I think getting raids kind of got me killed, but whatever. They're 52, so kind of just build special on the left, probably. Yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, they burned 10 missiles on me. I'm not the threat here. I wasn't really in a position to get on. We have armor. Yeah, okay, fine. It's all good. Burning your 10 missiles on a weapon that has neither boot nor suction is kind of goofy. Will there ever be a Splatoon weapon based off of Pool Noodle? Maybe. Got 7 reigns. Goofy. So refreshing the YouTube and it keeps going up, even though it's like almost 2 AM. Something was up with that website. Maybe the 2 runs on tilt. Yeah, for real. There we have a chicken spamming 89. But every time I fight a Hydra, they always open that way. Like every time I expect them to open somewhere else. I don't know why. Fine. Port, nothing actually matters until check. Boo. I feel like Bo will have bad damage values at launch, for sure. Kinda like how Dooley was undertuned at launch for us too. The only reason it was played is because the kit was busted. His day 1 curling armor hit diff. I did not even see that caper shoot at me, but okay. We kind of burned my rain really early too. Haven't really done anything this game. I have done something. I've done 2 somethings. Can we make it 3? Yes, 4? Nope, lag. Imagine. Kinda can't do anything there, huh? Kinda can't do much there. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, I don't know, right now the way I look at those, kind of like a mix of Expo and Charger, kinda. But if the damage always are bad, I think it would be really weak. Yeah, I think Zipcaster's long, like, duration looks really short, so I think it might be undertuned at launch. What do I think about your build? I don't have my phone next to me, so I can't look at the subs. All I know is it's QR stealth jump. Like, aesthetically it looks cool, but it's kind of easy to please me, because it's basically a mix of, a very, like, small amount of gear in this game that I like a ton. I think it has, like, black glasses, a red and black sweater, and, like, I think black shoes. I saw that right. Listen, I'm on my knees begging the devs to add better shoes next game, because the amount of shoes I like in 2 is very, very, very small. Like, 90% of the shoes I like in this game are basically, like, the canvas, uh, like the high tops and the low tops, the crack-on ones, and then, like, the Rockenberg color variants are, like, the only ones I super like. The clown shoes. If we talk about the amiibo one, then no, not really. What'll it take me to wear the shoes that Shadowman uses? Uh, Monetary gain, because I can't do that in good faith. Also, I find it funny for the one set of sneakers in Splatoon 3, they literally just, like, looked at it and they're like, open toe sneaker. They said ship it. Found that really funny. Yeah, I like the Blobfish shirt, and apparently Twitter is obsessed with it, so, you know. Why didn't I word it that way? Because I know you're gonna get that kind of reaction. I think it's funnier. Let's hope there's more, like, hairstyles that we haven't seen yet. I'm hoping, at least. I think it's cool they have more customization in regards to eye colors and eyebrows. That's really cool. Glad to see that. So I will continue to be simple and use some variant of gray. Or eyes. This I promise you. Although if you can do a combo of blue and red. Well, I don't know, because, like, it might be limited in the sense, like, if you could pick one eye one color and one eye the another color, like heterochromia stuff, that'd be super cool, but I don't know if they'll let you do that. Or it's more like you just, like, pick, like, a color combination for the eyes. Yeah, number gender is really cool. I do wonder how it's gonna treat some pieces of gear that are, like, clearly different as they are in 1 and 2. I don't know, we'll see. All I'm asking, make the obligatory amiibo gear with the cardigan slash schoolgirl outfit. Make it pretty again and give it a good mane, because I'm still mad about the loafers, the French loafers in 2 being bomb def. Because I actually like how those look. Although I'm glad that they've definitely, like, implied that, you know, region exclusive gear doesn't seem to be a thing. That I'm glad about. That shouldn't be a thing. I really died a pure fall off from that, okay. Kinda whack. Yep, the Hydra died immediately, okay. Oh, it's probably some fan. Nice kill. Oh, not the missile too. No. Dude, I hate the randomness of the missile so much. Sometimes they just scatter and do nothing, and sometimes they do that. I'm just gonna jump to Plax, that's honestly a better angle for me. Maybe not. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Nice combo. That didn't reshot, really. I'm absolutely shocked that that person didn't get 3-shot. Repatch, definitely would have killed them. I'm extremely confident. Oh well. Which is... Probably could've traded the brush. I prefer the rain to stall for now, though, while everyone else gets back in position, though. That's not that bad. We killed the armor, so... no crossfired me with there. And really built a missile already. Okay. Cool. I'd expected to get snowballed harder given their comp, but no. Kinda hard when you have Hydro. I bet you don't even see a marker for missile on the floor when you die to one? Yeah, it happens. More frequently than I would like. Kinda sucks I oopsied, because our power would actually be pretty decent, if not, but live and learn. You constructed a wall in front of them, yeah, you put the chat there. What did they do? Regret pricking Octobrush, that's for sure. Probably just go to a road, I don't want to go like too late. Damn, the video popped off, it's got over 1k now already. That's crazy. Got a flashback to those little red boxes full of raisins in school. I think I remember it, yeah, it doesn't have like a yellow circle in the middle, right? Yeah, I remember the yellow circle. I haven't thought about that in years. That's looking back to my mind instantly when I read that. I also don't want to stream too late because I think I have time to during the day tomorrow, so we'll see. So again, I kind of prefer the night streams, but I don't know, it's more of a toss-up if I'm able to like comfortably do it not interrupted. That or has to be like super late. I say GM, but it's nighttime, that's all the time. All the time. Like legs are the true boss for you after you got used to hands. I guess it depends on like the kind of legs. Trust me, when I get bored and I want to draw my character, the thing I struggle the most with is definitely like the hair. Interesting builds on our teammates have. Definitely interesting. Where you running? That's my favorite teammate, yeah. Hmm. I dropped shot. I wanted to shot the person top left. Either way, good work, team. Made a leader work. Start with torso and arms connected for shortened angles. I don't know. For me, I think the hair for like my character, for example, I think it's like the front bangs that always throw me off. As in my head, I'm just thinking like the double braid is like the most iconic thing, but the front bangs always throw me off. I don't know why. Hey, drawing backs, that is something I've only done like a handful of times ever. Hello, Autumn Purple, and welcome to the stream. The late stream. Dude, I literally just refreshed the YouTube and it already went up by another two. Like, I'm gonna keep mentioning this because it's just so weird. Like, I'm not so massive on the internet that it just feels like a normal thing. Crazy. Crazy to think we've only lost twice. Wasn't one of yeah, one of them was just me doing an oopsie. I knew I would do it at least once today, but that was whatever. I mean, I got them to burn special on me. That's cool. That's annoying. I don't think they knew I was there. I think that just was unlucky. Alright, you're flanking, right? Kinda late, but okay. Thank you for the crossfire. And it was kind of making me nostalgic because I used to try and like when I actually tried to play Brawl on TC. This was a map where I kind of wanted to because I thought Rain was strong. Simpler times. Cool. Yeah, studying anatomy's good. How are we doing? It's okay. Having fun. Still stream. Nothing too wild, but I feel like that's good. I think it's a nice energy. We got 24 again after I accidentally made us lose 60. Yay! Funny. All stars and also have the DC. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. How are you doing that? I gotta be like that. We didn't lose at all after I disconnected. Yeah, I don't think we did. Good point. That's okay, we did the thing. Now we have 1,000,000 on all of these. Whoa. Part of me wants to get a gold badge on this one just because it's my favorite weapon, but like that's a lot of paint for a couple of months. I don't know if we're gonna end up doing that. What about those feelings of remembering people that you met but not knowing their names? Dude, it throws me off so hard when I think about I think high school in particular and like middle school, some people I can see them in my head, I can hear them. I can like put maybe a first name to it, but if you ask me to tell you their full name, I'd just be like, oh, I don't know, dude. Yeah, that was fun, thank you for joining Sapphire. If I have to leave on stream more, very laid back, I enjoy it greatly. Because even when things go wrong, like maybe saying accidentally, like I don't know, I don't feel stressed by it. Good time. Part of me wants to continue, but it's also kind of late, and I am very sleep deprived because I had to wake up mega early this morning and I went to bed way too late last night. That'll probably be done for now. Let's see who's on right now. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, I feel like I'm like happier doing it, so it's a good thing. Oops, that's not right. I'll already drop that. I don't know how much longer he's gonna stream. Hey, Rafa, good morning at 2 a.m. And that's why. Thank you for being here again. It was fun. Impromptu stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Had fun. Learned a thing or two. All that stuff. Should be back tomorrow. Keep an eye out. And I hope you have a good one. I will see you next time.